Well, it's not a winning story in Sri Lanka. Has Colombo scrapped another deal with India? Colombo has decided to reacquire 99 oil tanks that were leased out to Indian Oil. The Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka says these reports are incorrect. But there's a pattern here. Recently, Sri Lanka halted a port project involving India and Japan. The same with America. America had to withdraw its aid offer because Colombo was not using that money. While Chinese investments are being steadily approved. Our next report tells you how the battle for influence in the island nation is playing out.
Sri Lanka has scrapped yet another deal with India. Colombo will reacquire 99 oil storage tanks from Indian Oil. They were leased out for 30 years. This was in the year 2003. Reports say India was supposed to upgrade and commission the World War era tanks. But talks remained stalled for more than a decade. Then in 2015, discussions revived when Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Sri Lanka. By 2017, the two sides had a roadmap, but the project never really took off. The Indian High Commission issued a statement today, claiming that there is no truth in these reports. Indian diplomats say both sides will explore ways to jointly develop and operate the facility. Last month, Colombo had scrapped a trilateral agreement with India and Japan. This was for the development of the Eastern Container Terminal at the Colombo port. Apparently, the project had received strong opposition from trade unions across Sri Lanka. This despite the fact that Colombo was supposed to hold the majority stake. It's not just Indian projects that Sri Lanka is scrapping. Even the United States suffered a setback this year. It withdrew $480 million in infrastructure aid to Colombo. That's because Sri Lanka said it wasn't keen on using it. The only country that seems to be getting a red carpet welcome in Colombo is China. Within weeks of rejecting American aid, the Sri Lankan cabinet cleared a Chinese energy project. One that is quite close to Indian borders. A Chinese company has won the contract to set up hybrid wind and solar energy projects. They'll be built off the northern Jaffna Peninsula on 3 islands that are barely 50 kilometers away from the Tamil Nadu coast. Reports say India had lodged a strong protest with Sri Lanka. It happened days before the Colombo port deal was cancelled. The Chinese seem to be deepening their influence in Sri Lanka under the Rajapaksa government. Before the energy deal, they secured several major projects. This includes a $13 billion city on Sri Lanka's seafront, a new Chinese factory in Hambantota, a 300 million tyre plant for the Shandong Haohua tyre, a $1 billion road from Colombo to Kandy, and a $300 million coal-fired power plant in Norojtolai. Colombo has green-lighted all these projects and pushed itself further under Chinese debt. India hasn't given up though. Reports say India has offered a grant of $12 million to displace the Chinese company for the energy project off the Jaffna Peninsula. A group of Tamil parties have voiced their opposition to Chinese involvement. The ball is now in the court of the Rajapaksas. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.